All right. Gary Leland and Tony Sakala from CryptoCousins will be talking about introduction to cryptocurrency mining, notes from the field. Please welcome them.
Thank you very much. Whoa. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm Gary Leland. This is Tony Sakala, my partner here, making sure it works. We're the CryptoCousins. So, you know, we started the show CryptoCousins about 3 months ago, and we started mining about 3 months ago. Tony's been involved with crypto since it was like $100 or something. I am not that smart, obviously. I did not do near as good as Tony did. But just so you know, in case you're interested, we're the CryptoCousins. If you have an iPhone or Android or anything and you want to subscribe to anything, we're on every device there. You just go to cryptocousins.com/subscribe. We also made the website worldwidewallets.com. We're trying to list every wallet that is in existence there, more as a tool for the community. So if you go there and you see a wallet we're missing, please let us know so we can add it to that. And we also have the Ethan mining machine at Turnkey Mining. So today's talk, we're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're talking about what is mining. Hopefully everybody knows what mining is to a degree. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. We're going to spend more time with Tony. He's our mad scientist. But basically, it's magical internet money. That's what this is. That's what my wife calls it. She's kind of been with me for a while now. Here's me talking about Bitcoin mining and Bitcoin every day, and she still can't figure it out. When we get this money in here, she goes, I don't understand. It's magical internet money, so that's what I'm calling it. I saw this image somewhere. I thought this worked perfect for magical internet money. But, you know, as you know, magical internet money is really, mining is the process of verifying transactions and adding them to the public ledger known as the blockchain. It's also a method which many new currencies are created and sent out. So it's really not that technical. I was talking to a friend of mine, Jerry, over here. Haven't seen Jerry since 10th grade. Can you believe this? And I come here, and someone from Charleston, South Carolina is here at this conference. And I ran into another guy I haven't seen since 8th grade from South Carolina. Is this amazing? I mean, isn't that really amazing? I've seen two guys since I was a kid, and I come here to Dallas, and here they are. This is amazing to me. So that's what crypto does, and that's why we're all crypto cousins. Okay, so I want to make sure I get that in here. We're all cousins in crypto. But, you know, mining, you know, you can go from these huge mining farms that use millions of dollars in electricity, you know, trying to produce Bitcoin. So it must be some profit in this thing, or they wouldn't be spending that kind of money, all the way to this thing at home that looks like this, which is a lot of them I see when people show me their machines. I see more machines like this than I do like the one I previously showed you. For some reason, people who have the ones like I previously showed you don't want to show people their stuff. They don't want anyone to know where it's at. People who have this rig, they want to show you their stuff. They're really proud of it, okay? Now, this is our mining machine. This is the Ethan mining machine, and I'm using this as an example. You can do a huge farm, which most of us can't. You can build a contraption that's going to work, and it's going to make you money. There's no doubt about it. Or you can buy one manufactured, already made. So that's an option for you. Now, in today's talk, Tony's going to tell you what is in the Ethan mining machine and how to build one. All this is on our website, what's in our machine, with links to go buy it. So we're not like top secret about this, but we're going to show you what's in the machine, what software you need for a machine, and just tips for mining. So basically, we're going to teach you. You're going to know a lot about mining and making your own machine when you leave here. Okay, so that's what we're doing. And this is kind of like a sandwich. I'm the bread. This is the meat here. This is our mad scientist, the guy that does all our mining. I just take a little credit for it. Here's Tony.
Thank you, Gary. How many people here have a machine already, have done some mining? All right, we got half, a little more than half, okay. How many people are brand new, they just want it, and they're considering getting a miner or doing some mining? So that's the rest of you, okay, great. So, fantastic. This is a very smart room. Everyone in here is very, very smart because mining is profitable. That's a little dirty secret you've just learned. Take that home with you. If people tell you mining isn't profitable, it's because they have a hidden agenda. They don't want you mining. It's a zero-sum game. The money you make means less money for them. So keep that in mind when you hear about the FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt of mining. They don't want you mining, and you heard it here. So what can you do? You can go out and buy a mining machine. You can go to Craigslist, eBay, go online, Amazon, and find somebody who's packaged the mining machine for you, and that's going to give you a quick start. You're going to save about 2 to 4 weeks of learning. There's a generically 2 to 4 weeks of understanding and debugging your miner. It may only take you an evening to build the hardware, but putting the software together and debugging it is really where the secret sauce is at. So you'll save 2 to 4 weeks of time, you'll get launched right away, and you won't make any costly mistakes. I didn't put any pictures of miners on fire, but they do go on fire now and then. This is a brand new field, and so people hook up things. They hook up wires that generally are for hard drives to places that they shouldn't be hooking them up, and there's too much current draw, wires melt, things go on fire. So you don't want that to happen. So that's why you would buy. But we're going to talk today about a very simple miner that it's open source kind of miner. You can go online, find all the parts for the Ethan mining machine, and download, go to Amazon, buy each and every part, and put it together probably in an evening or two. We use a nice case for it. There's 2 lines of thought. You can have a case or you can have an open rig. An open rig is going to be a lot cooler. You won't need to worry about the fans, but an open case will also get a lot dustier. It'll attract the attention of your pet or your child, and it could be a disaster. So we like the case because it keeps the dust out. We use a Celeron processor, and we use a generic PC motherboard. The processor that you use for your mining rig is not very important. It just needs to work. You don't need a very fast Core i5, Core i7 for a mining rig. All of the work is done by the GPUs. These are Zotac GTX 1080s. They're the mini. They run very, very cool, and they don't run any slower than a regular 1080. So we really like the mini, and the power supply we use is an 80 plus bronze 750 watt PSU. There's a lot of science behind what type of PSU: bronze, gold, platinum. It doesn't really matter. You're not going to save that much money. If you're worried about the pennies of maybe a few % savings on the electricity on something at this level, then you don't really want to have a mining rig. We feel that mining is so profitable that you just plug it in, and you're going to make enough profit to not worry about the tiny details. Of course, when you have 100 of these, sure, then you're going to want to tweak every variable. And we also use 2 Antec cooling fans, and the entire operating system runs on a flash drive. We use a 32 gigabyte flash drive, but you can use even an 8 gigabyte flash drive. The software is downloaded from the internet. It's called Hive OS, and you can download that. We'll have links to this in the description and on our website at turnkeymining.com. It supports mining for multiple GPUs. It's plug and play. Once you put your mining details in other words, your wallet, into the software, turn on your computer, it'll begin mining right away. You don't have to worry about drivers. You don't have to worry about Windows updates. You don't have to worry about all those details. Windows updates will kill your miner, stop it from running. GPU updates, all the driver problems that people have are resolved by using something like Hive OS, or we used to use Simple Miner, and we will probably be using Easy Mine in the future as we met them at this show. specific mining software is your friend. It's going to help you to get launched without worrying about the software details. So that's how to use Hive OS. You just download an image. You burn the image with a software called Etcher, and you put the USB drive in a USB 3.0 port. This is where it gets a little tricky. After building, you have to test your BIOS settings. BIOS settings are basically tell the computer how to boot up, where to look for certain graphics cards, where to put the video, et cetera, and that goes beyond the level of this talk. But once you get it set up, you test the internet connection, you test the software, and then you test the GPU speed, temperature, and overclocking, and all of those settings are in the Hive OS operating system. Really point and click. It's very simple. So why Ethan? That's the model that we sell. All the parts that you saw there, we put it together, we test it, we fine-tune it, and you get 30 days support, phone support from us, back and forth, email support to make sure it's running. Typically, the big problems that people have, they get an Ethan as just plugging it into their internet. Most people these days have wireless internet, and they don't even really know where their router is, maybe behind the TV somewhere. We prefer you plug in the Ethan directly to your internet connection rather than running it with Wi-Fi. That's a whole nother debugging scenario. It also runs, you're going to run with more security, that it's going to go directly to the servers and you'll get more money. All the parts are listed at turnkeymining.com/parts. And
basically, this is, I put all the slides on SlideShare for everybody, so you don't have to track them down or worry about if you got a picture or anything like that. That's all this is here. So if you want to see the slides, just go to slideshare.com or CryptoCousins.com/super1 is for the slides. But Tony, could you go over a minute more about the problems that people have, whether it's with the Ethan or any machine with the Wi-Fi? Because I found that interesting. We got a little bit of time here.
I figured we had a little bit of time. I wanted to go through quickly, and so that if you had any questions, that we can answer those questions. What happens with Wi-Fi is that each Wi-Fi device has its own way of communicating, and you have to fill in those details. And if you're in an apartment or a condo or something like that, the interference is, tremendous between devices. And so you want your miner to have a direct connection to the mining pool, and the mining pool is continually communicating with your miner to send you the mining problem, and you send the mining solution back. So we like to have a direct connection to the mining pools. There's a lot of choices in mining pools. Hive OS has sample wallets, and so if you don't really know what you're doing, we set up the wallet with a mining pool. We set it up with Flypool. We set it up mining Zcash, and typically over time, Zcash is relatively profitable for this type of computer, for the GPU. If you do have a interest in mining other coins, a GPU is the most generic type of mining software, mining hardware. It can do Equihash, it can do ETHash, it can do probably a dozen or 2 dozen different mining algorithms, which gives you the most generic and broad amounts of mining compared to other types of mining, like ASIC mining. Who knows what an ASIC is? Most of you know. Basically, ASIC miners are single-purpose miners. The beauty of a GPU miner, again, is you can mine many different coins. An ASIC miner is a one-trick pony. It'll do Bitcoin or it'll do Litecoin, and you're limited in how many coins you can mine. GPU mining, people say, oh, well, maybe Ethereum is going to go from proof of work to proof of stake next year or sometime in the near future. Who knows what the decisions will be made, but you have dozens of other coins that continue to be using proof of stake. So GPU mining is very powerful, it's very generic, and it lets you mine different coins. Another favorite of ours is to refer to whattomine.com. Whattomine.com will list out all of the current coins. It will list out all of the profitability of each of those coins. You put into whattomine.com that you have 2 graphics cards or 4 graphics cards, what type of card it is. And Whattomine will tell you exactly how much money you'll make per hour, per day, per month. And you can even put in what your electricity will cost, and it'll subtract that so you'll know your profitability. Of course, that changes from time to time, and so you can switch coins within your mining rig software and mine the most profitable coin for that day. It may not be a coin that you care to keep, but for miners, if you're in this for profit, most miners are they'll mine anything that's profitable, and then you can go to an exchange and convert that to Bitcoin or to Litecoin or to Ethereum, whatever your favorite coin is. So, how much time? Yeah. A couple minutes, okay.
Also, you might want to know that What to Mine has a great app if you're on your iPhone and Android that I use more than I use the website. So you might want to check out What to Mine, because actually it's amazing. We mine Zcash, and it's always in the top 10. I mean, sometimes it'll be number 1, number 8, but it's in the top 10 enough that we just pretty much stick on Zcash. But Tony hit on the point that a lot of people ask me, I don't know what the Zcash is, I don't know what this stuff is, I don't want that, I want Bitcoin. Well, as soon as you receive it, you can take it on an exchange and change it for Bitcoin. We're just saying for us, we find it easier to mine other cryptocurrencies and exchange that for Bitcoin, because we like Bitcoin. But we like whatever we're making money at. But I just wanted to add that to What to Mine. And if anyone has any questions, we kept this short on purpose. We got some questions, sir. He wants to know if you insure the hardware.
We support you for 30 days, and if over, we don't have a time frame, but if over, the next year you have a problem, we're going to be there for you. It means that if something breaks, we'll replace it.
And matter of fact, we took a whole machine back yesterday. Well, we got it back
Last
Thursday,
week, yeah.
and they'd had it a month and a half. He'd been having problems with it. We said, just send us your machine. He gave up. He goes, I can't handle this. We said, send it back, and we'll give you back your money, and you can keep the crypto that you mined in the meantime.
Yeah,
So we're not like some big company trying to.
This is more of a community-based thing. We're selling these to people who listen to the podcast, people who are on our Facebook page. It's mostly, basically these are friends who are buying them.
I think something that we didn't cover, because we wanted to mention the Ethan, because we were using an example as what to build, but the Ethan sells for $29.95, and I'm not saying that to get you to buy them, but if you go to right now to Amazon or something and buy all the parts, you'll find out it costs more than $29.95. So it's not like we're cleaning up on this. We really have to shop the parts to make it profitable. So yeah. So what's this time frame return on the on $3,000 investment?
It's roughly 10 months, but since crypto varies, it's dropped as low as 5 or 6 months. It really depends on what you do with the coin afterwards. If you take your Zcash and put it into something else, the bottom line is that after 8 or 9 months, you're basically your machine is paid for, and everything after that is free. But additionally, as people sometimes forget, you still have a machine that you could literally sell for probably the same amount of money. Anyone who bought an Ethan several months ago can just turn around and sell it for more money right now, because each of the cards in it has gone up in value. Specifically those two 1080 cards used to be $500, $550. You can't find them for less than $700, $800, $900 today. Some people are selling it for $1,100. Because there's a shortage of GPUs on the market due to the demand from cryptocurrency mining and the fact that NVIDIA is coming out with a new line of cards in the next couple weeks. Question? That's a great question. What's your interface? The interface for Hive, if you go to hiveos.farm, is really beautiful. It's just like a dashboard, and you'll see the temperature of each card, how fast it's running in hashes per second. You'll see if it's running or not, what algorithm is running. It really gives everything. And then you would go to Flypool to be sure that the payments are going through, and you'll see every couple of hours or every couple of days, depending on your payout, you'll see Flypool is paying you to your wallet. It works very nicely. Oh, yes. Okay. Question. Okay. Question. Do we participate in mining pools, or do we do it on our own? We do both, actually. Mining pools basically are where thousands of people get together and they mine a particular coin, and then you get paid on a regular basis. These days, because the difficulty is so high to mine, you have a very low chance of actually getting any money over several weeks if you just mine Zcash by itself. But we also do mine now and then at solominers.com. I think it's called 2solominers.com. And if you go there and you do find the solution, you'll get the whole payment minus 15%. Question? So the question is, you've been importing and buying a lot of things from Bitmain, which is the worldwide leader for building ASICs, the application-specific miners. And what do I feel? I feel that the application-specific mining has its niche. In other words, if you have a warehouse, if you have a garage, if you have a place where you want that you can run a machine that will run louder than 2 or 3 hair dryers put together. And their ASICs are very loud, they're very powerful, and they will create a better profit more quickly than a GPU machine. But it is a niche that requires you to be ready for it. Our niche is someone who's brand new, wants to put a miner in the bedroom, keep the house warm during the winter. You can literally put, as you can see, put the miner in the kitchen, and you can put it in the living room. You can put it on your desk. So also there's a little bit more risk because, as you know, with ASIC miners, when they're released, you make the most profit. I mean, as soon as they're released, I mean, you get ROI on get your money back within a month or so on an ASIC. But then it drops off dramatically after that because every other ASIC is also being sold, and it is a zero-sum game. So as more people enter, the difficulty goes up. You're sharing the money, and after a couple of months, ASICs cost more. It depends on how many months, but ASICs will cost more to run in electricity than the money you're making.
We got time for one more question.
One more question.
Is there a place in the process where security is the biggest issue? In other words, when or if you can hack in and get it in a wallet only, or is there something process?
So the question is there a security concern with a miner? And the security concerns is very, very limited because your miner is doing some work that really doesn't really have any value other than to the mining pool. The mining pool will give you your answer, start collecting the money. It will stay on the mining pool for a week, maybe a couple of hours or so, and then during that time, sure, it's at risk. Then it gets sent to your wallet, and you can send it to, like, say, Bittrex, an exchange wallet, or send it straight to your Trezor or Ledger. And then, of course, as soon as it's in your hardware wallet, your money is very safe. I think we got it. I think that's a wrap, Gary.
Hey, thanks everyone for your time, and hopefully you learned a little bit about mining. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks again, Tony and Gary.